Welcome everybody. So today I want to show you how to make a super simple plate out of clay. So first off, you need to have a slab that's really nice and smooth. It's really important for this that it's really nice and flat, okay? So make sure it's that 1/4 inch thick and that you flipped the slab frequently and kept rolling until it was fully finished, okay? So next, it really doesn't matter whether you choose a smaller plate or a bigger plate. Like I have some that are, slightly different sizes. It's up to you, but you're going to try to cut around it as evenly as you can. So if you don't quite get it exactly even, that's okay, but do try to get it as close as you can. And all the scraps you can just put in depending on whether it's super squishy or too dry, put it in the recycle bin, the appropriate one, either in the damp box or in the too dry clay. But once you have this, you are just going to take this slab and you are going to set it on top of the paper plate, and you are going to gently lift around the edges, and you're going to push the clay into the shape of the plate. So it's kind of like making a pie, if you've ever made a pie, or if you want to think about it like the opposite of what we did for the molded bowl. We're basically just making a molded plate. So your goal here is to get this all the way into, the groove. Like you want to push it all the way up against the side. And like I said, lift this bit up, because you don't want to, you're going to stretch it a little bit, but you don't want to just stretch it too much. So you want to lift just a little bit, make sure it's nice and smooth, spin around a bunch of times. Then once you've got that area, then you're going to start matching the rest of it to the plate, and keep your fingers underneath the plate, especially if you're using like a cheaper plate. And these are all paper plates, but some paper plates are thicker than others. So this one's a pretty thick one, but I still want to, make sure that I'm keeping my hand under there, because clay is way heavier than the paper plate. So once I get this part matched, now I'm going to finish matching around the edge. So I'm just kind of flattening it out just a little bit like that. Now, if you cut this super hecka even, great. If not, very carefully flip it over and trim around the edge. Oops. But make sure you actually follow the edge of the plate. And then you want to flip it carefully over again. And now at this point, you can smooth the edge, round it out, make it look really nice. You can add stamping, you can add all kinds of designs. So any type of patterning that we've learned in class so far, add it on here. Make this really interesting, make it a decorative edge. And if you're using this as the plate for your cake or pie, don't slip and score your cake or pie onto the plate unless you're planning on making a bank, because it'll be easier to glaze later if you can still pull it off. All right, thanks everybody, happy making.